So hi everyone, welcome to ZENTS Wellness Room. This is a place where we do practices that help relieve tension in the body, help us calm our minds, and cultivate more resilience for these times we're living in. Really important time to take care of ourselves, do as much self-care as we can. So that's what we hope to create here in the ZENTS Wellness Room. I'm Alison, and I'll be your yoga teacher today. So welcome all levels. Also wanted to say that we're going to focus on moving stagnation in the body. So springtime, right? We're all sort of feeling this energy that wants to emerge, but there's also a lot of stagnation in the body from wintertime. So we're going to do a practice today that's going to involve some breath work and twisting the spine, twisting the organs, and hopefully you'll feel more rejuvenated and more energetic after the practice today. Okay, so we're going to start by lying on our backs. So you can go ahead and come onto your backs with the knees bent and the feet about hip distance apart. And we'll go ahead and rest the hands on the belly. We're going to start with some Ujjayi breathing. We've done this before in our practices. So it's a breathing with breath, with sound. And you want to cultivate an even sound with both your inhalation and your exhalation. And really the breath is the key and the foundation in our practice today. So if all you do is really focus on your breath and make sure you're not holding it or tensing it and letting it move more freely and smoothly, you're going to feel better after you practice. Okay, so hands on the belly, close your eyes, let your attention turn inside, and just start by relaxing. Let your body, the back of your body, relax and soften into the yoga mat, into the floor. And then let go of any tension in your face, particularly around your jaw. And you'll have the tip of the tongue resting right on the roof of the mouth. Your mouth is going to be closed and you'll breathe in and out through your nose. And just slow the breath way down. So let your inhalations get more full and extended. And even pause at the top of your breath. And then through the exhalation, just slow release all the way out with your breath. Relaxing tension in the shoulders, the hips, the jaw. And you're just going to start to find your own rhythm, or you can actually start to listen to your breath with your ears receptive. So as you inhale, you want to cultivate a soft sound by just gently contracting the back of the throat, just enough so you can hear the breath, like a nice soft breeze in the background. And go and take 2 more breaths and see if you can breathe all the way into maybe the places in your body. You might notice a place in your body where you feel some discomfort, you might feel some tension, and just let your attention go there with your breath and see if you can meet the sensation in your body with your breath. Almost like sort of going in and doing a little bit of body work inside the muscle, inside the joint. And you'll follow your exhalation all the way out, and then we're going to inhale, draw the right knee into the chest, and extend the left leg out. Good. Try to ground the left leg onto the floor, and then inhale, reach your left arm up to the sky. So there's always a balance in our yoga practice of both stabilizing the pose and then finding more ease and length. So on the inhale, you can draw into your center, and then on the exhale, reach out from your center. And then on your inhale, bring your left knee in, right leg out, and stretch your right arm overhead. So reach and extend through the right heel. And you want to find a little bit of a scoop with your tailbone under so that the lower back is extended. And then inhale, reach through the fingertips. Just start to wake up through the toes, fingers, soles of the feet. Good, and then on the exhale, draw both knees in. You're just going to give a squeeze. So wrap the hands around the shins. And you can actually let the feet reach back towards the floor as you draw the knees in. That's going to open up the hip joints a little bit. Great, and then we'll keep a hold of the right knee again, extend the left leg, and then we'll twist the knee over to the left. So rest your right foot on your left thigh and cactus your right arm out to the side. So you're going to look over the opposite direction that the twist is going. So the right shoulder is going to be an anchor. You want to keep that right shoulder down as you reach your knee towards the floor. And then breathe right up into your spine. So this is our first twist. Twists are very detoxing, and they really move stagnation in the organs, digestive organs. Inhale, bring it back in. Draw both knees in and keep a hold of your left knee. Extend your right leg out. And then again, twist over to your right. Keeping the left shoulder anchored, and breathe. And really breathe. Let your breath go right into the places of tension, resistance. Gently exhaling, deepening your twist. And then we'll inhale right back up. Draw the knees in. And then we're going to roll up so you can actually take a couple of rolls on your back. This is really invigorating for the spine. Just waking up all the muscles along the spine. And then we'll come all the way up to sitting. And find a comfortable seat, cross-legged position here, sitting. Okay, and then we'll take the right hand behind, left hand to the outside of the knees. We'll continue twisting, ground down through your sitting bones on the exhale. And then on the inhale, you want to lift and lengthen and turn to the right. And with each inhale, when you're twisting, with each inhale, think about lengthening each vertebrae through your spine. With each exhalation, twisting. Eyes are soft. And finish your next exhale and turn to the other side. Left hand back, right hand to outside of knee. Start with your exhalation so you get that grounding, rooting, yielding. Then inhale. From there, you're reaching. So you have an anchor point as you twist. Every inhale, we lift, lengthen. Every exhale, deepening through the twist. Inhale, one more breath. Exhale, twist, and then inhale, come back. So one thing we're going to do a little bit differently today is a breathing technique called breath of fire. And it really moves stagnation and also helps the digestion. So you can either have your hands on your knees or reach the arms out to your side, folding in the first four fingers so the thumbs stick out. You want to keep your arms super straight. So the breath technique is to take a big breath in, and then from that top of the in-breath, you start pumping the breath out through your navel. So on the exhale, you can see my hand here. I'm pushing the breath out, and then inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So it's going to look like this. I'll demonstrate for you and then we'll do it together. So take a deep breath in, and then here we go. That's the technique. So we'll do about a minute, and everybody's going to have a different pace. It's okay to go a little slower if you're newer with this. Do what feels right. I'm going to reach my arms up overhead, folding the first four fingers and thumbs sticking out. And then take a deep breath in, everyone. You can close the eyes. And then just start to pump the exhalation out through the navel. So as you exhale, the navel goes in, belly goes in. Last couple of breaths. Now you're going to exhale the breath all the way out. Push the breath all the way out to the tail end. Pause. You can bring the hands closer together. Touch the thumbs. And take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, slowly let your arms go down, touch the floor. Just take a moment with the eyes closed and feel the energy. You can start to feel the energy in the belly, right? You're going to starting to bring more heat, more activity into the belly, moving that stagnant energy from winter. And good, then we'll open it up and we're going to stretch into the side body. So you'll take your right hand down, reach your left arm up. Try to anchor your left sitting bone as you stretch up and over. Inhale right back up and exhale to the other side. Take a full breath. And we'll go side to side a couple of times. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. It's getting to a little bit of a flow here. And then we'll inhale, come all the way back up. Great. And then let's come into all fours for cat-cow. Hands come about shoulder width apart. Take a breath here. Make sure the knees are hip distance apart. Toes can either be tucked under or feet flat. And we'll begin with the inhalation. Inhale, look up, open the chest. Exhale, curl and round. Draw the navel to the spine. Press through the arms. Inhale, arch the back, look up, open the front. Exhale, curl and round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open up the back muscles, tailbone curls under. 2 more times, inhale, arch. We're going to hold this one a couple more breaths, arching the back. And opening up the chest and collarbones. And then exhale, we'll hold it here, chin drops. And press down into the hands. Navel comes in and up. Beautiful, and then inhale, we'll come back to a neutral position. And exhale, step your right foot forward to a lunge. And then inhale, we'll take the hands up onto the hips for a moment. And you just want to find that balance from front to back so the belly comes in a little bit, tailbone moves down, so the pelvis is in a neutral position. Great, and then inhale, sweep the arms up by the ears. And you want to keep that pelvis neutral as you exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Yeah, just opening up the front of this hip flexor here. And from the hips, you can reach a little higher up through the fingers. Curl your head back. Last breath or 2 here. And then on the exhale, and release the hands down. We'll step back onto all 4, switch sides. Left foot comes forward. Great, hands on the hips for a moment. There's a little bit of scissoring of the legs, so we isometrically move the legs in towards each other. Yeah, that's going to stabilize. Inhale, stretch the arms up. And then exhale, sink a little bit deeper. And look up, breathe deeply, soften your gaze, find a little bit of a smile. And take 1 more breath here, inhale, and exhale, release. And we'll come back onto all 4s. So we're going to come into a half downward facing dog here, warming up the shoulders. We'll take a big step forward with the hands. And make sure the creases of your wrists line up with the front of your mat. And then on the exhale, release the head between the arms. So one thing you want to be careful of is not to collapse the arm shoulders here. So you want to lift the armpits, draw the shoulder blades down your back, and keep the hands firmly anchoring into the sticky mat, and then you'll relax your forehead towards the floor. So it may or may not come down, that's fine if it doesn't. And just breathe. Just take some nice, long, deep Ujjayi breaths, breathing right inside the body, inside the sensations. Then one more breath here. Exhale all the breath out. And then we'll inhale, walk the hands in so they're just in front of the shoulders. Creases of your wrists line up. And then take a big breath in and kind of do a cat-cow pose here where you're opening the upper back. And then as you exhale, melt the chest, soften the chest, and draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Then we're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees, and come back into a modified dog pose here. So you're going to bend the knees quite a bit. Yeah. And then just work here on opening the spine. You can bend the right knee, extend the left heel down, and take a few breaths here. So really you should feel when you bend one or extend one leg straight, a nice stretch along the whole back side of your leg, especially the calf to the heel. And then bend the other knee and exhale. Reach your heel. So you're at the top of the shin bone is coming slightly forward as the top of the thigh bone moves back. Great. And then we're going to walk the feet up to the top of our mats and separate your feet about hip distance apart here. Hands up onto the shins, lengthen, lift and lengthen. And on the exhale, fold forward. So keep your toes spreading nice and wide. Take a hold of your elbows. And just go ahead and let your head dangle here. So you can let your weight rock a little bit forward and back until you find the center of your feet. And then once you're right in the center of your feet, you can let the spine really hang in traction, as well as the head and neck. And we'll exhale the breath all the way out, release the arms, bend the knees, and just nice and slowly come all the way up to standing. And then just take a moment here standing, look straight ahead. Reconnect with your Ujjayi breath. And then we'll come standing forward on the front of our mats with the feet together, big toes touching, ankles slightly apart. And take your arms by your sides for a moment. Just find the stillness here of the mountain pose. So you can close the eyes for a moment. And bring your hands actually into a prayer position right in front of your heart. And just take a moment to connect in with your intention for your practice today. If there's a deeper connection, deeper intention you have, maybe it's just to feel more relaxed. Maybe it's to feel more energy. See what's living inside of you and take a moment to connect in. Then we're just not moving from the surface, but we're moving from a deeper place inside. So we take a deep breath in, setting that intention into our bodies. And then as you exhale, let your eyes open, arms come down by your sides, and then we'll spin the arms externally. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way up, look up to your thumbs, and then on the exhale, fold forward nice and slowly. You're going to fold and bow. And then on your inhale, look up halfway, straighten out the spine nice and long. Exhale, step your right leg back into a lunge. Release your back knee to the floor gently. And inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. One crescent lunge. And then on the exhale, set your right hand inside your foot. Bring your left arm up to the sky. Just pause here for a moment. Okay, so whenever we're doing twists, we want to make sure that first thing we're doing is extension. So from the base of your spine, you want to reach out through the crown of your head as much as possible, then go deeper into the twist. And breathe. Breathe with the twist. Inhaling, lengthening, exhale, twist. And last breath here. Inhale, infuse the spine. Exhale, go deeper. Good, and then inhale, release, and let's scoot the foot out to the side here, and we'll take both hands on the inside of our foot. Okay, so you want to have your knee directly lined up over your ankle, so you might need to walk pretty wide. Both hands are inside the foot, and then you can sink a little bit deeper here. And if you're more open in your hips, you might be able to come down on one elbow, maybe both. And just breathe there for a couple of breaths. Feel free to move micro movements in your hips. And then finish your next exhale all the way out. Inhale, come on up. And we'll come back onto all fours. And go ahead and stretch all the way back to a downward facing dog. So again, you can first come into the dog pose with the knees bent. It takes the hamstrings out of the stretch. And then it allows you to get more extension through your spine. And then slowly reach the heels back and down. It doesn't matter if they touch the floor or not. Follow your next exhalation all the way out. And then from there, step your right foot between your hands. Come down onto your back knee. Inhale, reach your arms from your hips. Reach up through the tips of the fingers. Crescent lunge. And then on your exhalation, set your left hand down, right arm up, and just remember to extend nice and long before you go deeper into the twist. One more breath. Exhaling, deepening the twist, and then on the inhalation, release the hands. We'll scoot our foot all the way to the right, both hands inside your foot, and either stay here, and you can just move the hips in small little circles, micro movements. And some of you guys might want to come down to one or both elbows here. Softening in, take some deep breaths. You can breathe out through your mouth to relax your jaw. Beautiful. And then we'll come back up onto all fours. And we're going to come back to one downward facing dog for a breath here. And then on the inhalation, slide your chest forward. Exhale the knees to the floor. Lower the chest to the floor. So we'll come all the way into what we call baby cobra. Hands are by the chest, elbows in, and then loop your shoulders back. You can do a couple of loops just to get the shoulders back and down, and plug all 10 toes down into the mat. Then inhale, slowly rise up. So you'll just come up about halfway to begin with. And then you can take the head back, but keep the gaze down. It's going to keep the throat open. And then exhale, lower, press back through the knees. And just take a moment back here in a half dog pose. Come back to opening up the shoulders nice. And then inhale, come on up to all fours. Exhale, slide your way back for one breath here in downward facing dog. Bottom of your next breath, walk or hop forward. Inhaling the hands to the shins and lift and lengthen. And on the exhale, deep fold. And press firmly into all the four corners of your feet to come all the way back up. And then on your exhalation, hands come back to the center of the heart. And we'll pause here for a breath, just taking a moment. Come back to your center, back to standing firmly on your 2 feet. And then let your body just come into its center line. So if you close your eyes and you tune in, the body starts to organize around a center line. And bring your intention back into the heart space. Maybe you want to visualize peace or serenity or love. Just let that energy infuse your body as you're moving. So as you exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, stretch the arms up to the sky. And then exhale, bring your palms right down your center line as you fold forward. Deep bow. Inhale to a halfway lift, straighten the spine. Then on the exhale, step your right leg back. So you can either keep the back knee down like we've been doing, or you can lift the back knee off the floor. And then inhale, stretch the arms up, and exhale, take it into a twist. So if your back knee is up, it's going to be a little more of a challenge to balance. Yeah. And then you'll inhale, reach the arms up again, and exhale again, take it into a twist. This time we're going to hook the elbow to the outside of the knee, hands fold at your heart. Good, same thing here. Press the palms towards each other to open the chest, curl back, lengthen through your spine, through the crown of your head, and breathe. And let's take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, twist. And then on the inhale, release your knee back to the floor. We'll step back onto all fours, lower down, leading with your chest, come into a cobra. Shoulders back, elbows in, deep breath in. And then exhale, lower down. Press all the way back to downward facing dog. And simply take a breath here. Listen to your breath. Take another deep breath in and a full breath out. And we'll step the right foot forward. So again, you can come knee down to the floor again, or keep the back leg lifted just for a little more invigoration today as we move stagnation. So we'll inhale, reach the arms up, and on the exhale, open the chest to the right. Inhale again, reach up, and exhale, open to the right. This time, take your left elbow, hook it to the outside of the knee, and fold your hands at your heart. If you have your back leg lifted, you want to straighten that back leg, energize it, and then from the back heel, extend through the top of your head and look to the right. Keep a soft smile on your face. Keep meeting the tension points with your breath. On your next inhale, release the hands. Great. And then we'll just step right back to a downward facing dog here. And reach and stretch it out. And then we'll walk our feet up to the top of our mat. Separate the feet about hip distance apart. Stretch your toes open. Take your big toes with your middle and index finger and wrap your thumb around. Okay, and then we're going to inhale. So you can bend the knees if your hamstrings are a little on the tight side. Micro bend the knees. Otherwise, legs are pretty straight. You want to lean the weight just slightly forward of your heels. And then inhale, look up. And on the exhale, bend your elbows straight out to the side. So tempting to let the shoulders want to just collapse here. But actually what you want to do is roll the shoulders up, away from the base of the skull. And continue with your breath, following the rhythm of your breath. Good, and then inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, take the hands to the hips. And on the inhalation, nice and slowly lead with your chest. And we'll step back to mountain pose, touching the feet. Big toes touch, ankles slightly apart, hands fold at your heart. Just take a moment of centering. Great, and then on the exhale, we're going to open the feet about one leg length apart. And just take a peek down and make sure that your outer feet are parallel. So it might almost feel like your big toes are slightly turned in. Okay. And then we'll inhale the arms wide. Exhale the hands right onto the hips. Inhale, open the chest, nice and big here. And exhale, fold forward. Hands come down to the floor. Inhale, look up halfway, and exhale, walk your hands in and fold. So again, see if you can feel the weight of your body centered in the feet. So you're not collapsing too much to the inner or the outer feet. There's a balanced action. Listen to your breath. Go deeper. And as you exhale, ground down through the feet. Inhale, lift the chest halfway up. Exhale, hands to your hips. And then on the inhale, come all the way up. And we're just going to scoot right over with the right foot. Turning the right foot straight out. You'll keep your back foot just as it is. And then inhale, reach the arms wide. Exhale, bend your knee right over your ankle for warrior two. Okay. So the knee doesn't have to come all the way right over the ankle. You just don't want it going further. Okay? And then arms are stretched straight out from the heart, from the chest. Spine is strong. Yeah. And breathe. So see if you can find a little bit of ease here within the strength of the pose. And then we'll reverse the warrior, left hand on the back leg, open your right waistline. And on the exhale, bring your forearm right onto your thigh, spin your top arm overhead, and just a nice slow turn of your head to look up. If it's too much in your neck, you'll just look forward. And ideally, you want to have a nice straight line from the outer edge of your back foot all the way up through the tips of the fingers. And on the inhale, just move the hips a little bit back just to soften the groins. On the exhale, scoop the right sitting bone back under without tightening the groins. Exhale completely. You'll inhale, come on up, pressing through the legs. I'm just going to gracefully move to the other side. Deep breath in. And exhale, bend the front knee. Warrior two. So take a few breaths when you come in and open and soften. Try to relax the tension that you come into the pose with, right? Yeah, then look over the fingertips. Breathe deeply. Nice uplifted spine, open heart. Reverse your warrior. Take a deep breath in, opening the side waist. Exhale, forearm comes onto the thigh. And then spin your top arm overhead. Breathe. You can look towards the fingertips if that works in your neck. Find a soft smile on your face. And just feel the lines, the shapes in your body. Yoga is not necessarily about perfecting anything. It's really just about exploring your body, different sensations, feeling the shapes, the energy. And then we'll inhale, come on up. Exhale, turn your feet parallel. Great. We'll do one more variation here. Stretch your arms wide. Inhale. Exhale, reach back, interlace the hands. And then inhale, open up your chest. And exhale, fold forward here. So again, tendency is to lean too far back on your heels. So find that balance from front to back, from inner to outer. And then loop the shoulders back and down as the arms come up and over. Let go of your head and neck. Soften in. We'll inhale halfway up, hands to the floor, and go ahead and turn your toes out here. And then we're going to bend the knee, the right knee, and walk over with the hands. Come into a side stretch here, side lunge. Yep. And nice and gently walk on over to the other side, lunging here on the side. Great. And then we're going to walk all the way back over to the right and turn into a lunge. So bring the back knee down to the floor again. And then inhale, take your hands up onto your thigh here. You're just going to pause and push with your hands here on your thigh, push into the thigh and draw the belly in towards the spine. So you're actually rounding the back a little bit. And then you can sink in a little bit deeper without overdoing it in the lower back. You create a little stability there. Yeah, and then inhale the left arm back. Now you're going to see if your foot's available here for a quad stretch. If it's not, it's really okay. You can actually just play with doing a nice big open twist here. Otherwise, take your foot with your hand. You want to try to be sort of more on the attachment of the quad than on the kneecap. So you have to kind of come a little bit forward. Yeah. Good. And take a few breaths, dropping the hips a little bit lower. Breathing deeper. And then we'll release the knee, lift the back leg, and then exhale. We're going to go ahead and come into a side lunge over here on this side. And deepening in. And if you dig your heel in, you'll feel this inner line kind of activate. So opening up the midline through the legs. And then on the exhale, walk over. Bring the back knee to the floor. If it's too much on your knee, put a blanket or fold your mat like so for a little support. Hands come onto the thigh. Just go ahead and push down into your thigh and draw the belly away at the same time. And then inhale, reach your right arm back. And if your foot's available, take a hold of your foot. Kind of same action here of scissoring the legs in that we did before. So you isometrically draw in towards the center, and then you let it go and soften. And one more breath, exhaling. Great, and then we'll just release the hands here and step on back to a downward facing dog, reaching back. And walk your dog a little bit. Just feel the opening in the back of the body. And follow your next exhale all the way out. Walk your feet to the top of your mats. Inhale, look up halfway. And on the exhale, fold in. And inhale, leading with your chest, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale your hands right down to your heart center and take a moment here to just pause and feel. So it's important to take moments in between to integrate the work, feel what's happening in your body, feel the opening, feel the release, feel the calming of the mind as we warm up the body. Great. And then from here, we'll come into one more twist. So we're going to start with a seated chair. So either feet and knees together or slightly apart is fine too. So you're just going to see what feels better in your body. They just have different feelings to them. And then you're going to bend all the way forward, touching the floor with your fingertips. Inhale, take the hands to a prayer position. I'll just show you from the side. Seated chair position. We're going to take it into a twist. So you'll lift up your right elbow, take it to the outside of your left knee, and hook it there. And be careful not to push the knees off center. Ground the feet, and then from your tailbone, extend through the back of your head as you twist. Couple of breaths. And then exhale. Go ahead and just fold forward, shake it out, shake your head and neck. Let go of any tension in your jaw. Feel free to breathe out through your mouth a couple of times. Sighing. And then we'll bend the knees. Again, come back here, hands in prayer position. Inhale, lift your left waistline, wrap your elbow to the outside of the knee and hook it there. And just take a pause here, extend from the base of your spine up to the back of your skull. Look off your shoulder and breathe. And then exhale, release. Nice work, everyone. Take a hold. Take your feet a little bit apart. Take your elbows and gently sway from side to side. Let go of your head and neck, and then we'll go ahead and just squat down to a seat and stretch your legs out in front. And so from here, we'll sit up in Dandasana, really the mountain pose of the sitting poses. So you just want to pull the flesh out from the back of your sitting bones as you roll the thigh bones in. Hands come right behind the hips, and you just want to sit up nice and tall, lifting the chest, and exhale the chin towards the chest. Open up your feet nice and big, toes spreading like you're standing in the mountain pose. And then from here, inhale, reach your arms overhead. Simply hinge forward from your hip joints. Okay, so the spine actually stays extended as you hinge. And then you can either take the hands to the shins, ankles. If your hamstrings are a little more open, take a hold of the sides of your feet. Inhale again, lift, lengthen, extend. Exhale, fold, and bow. Your elbows are light, nice and light. Take another 2 breaths, inhaling, exhaling. Last breath, inhale. And follow your exhalation completely. And then inhale, come on up. Great. So we'll do a series of twisting sitting poses. We'll start by folding the right leg and crossing the foot over the left, like so. Right hand comes behind, and left arm can come either in front of the shin or on the outside of the knee with fingertips up towards the ceiling. So if you can see, my left toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. My left leg is pretty active, so you don't want to just collapse. Okay, and then again, anchor the sitting bones as you lengthen and lift the spine, and then twist. And with every in-breath, we lengthen. With every out-breath, we deepen. And you're wringing out the spine as if you're wringing out a wet towel. And then on the inhalation, good, we'll come back and we're just going to rest the right ankle just above the knee. We'll do a hip opener here. So keep your right foot just a little bit flexed. It's going to protect your knee. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, hinge forward. And again, you can either take the calf, ankle, or foot. Don't worry about how far you get. Just go to that first place where you feel the resistance or the discomfort, and just see if you can wait, breathe. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, let's straighten out the right leg. We'll cross the left leg over. Great, and then the left hand comes back behind the hips. Right arm can either come around the front of the shin or wrap it around the outside of the knee, fingertips towards the ceiling. And wait for the bottom of the exhale. We're going to anchor the sitting bones, and then inhale, grow tall. Exhale, twist. Good, wake up the feet, both the feet and the hands. Inhale. Exhale, deepen. Bring out the spine. One more breath here. Inhale. Infuse the spine. Lift up. Lengthen. Exhale. Deepen the twist. And then on the in-breath, we'll come back, crossing the ankle over the thigh. And again, you want to give this foot a little bit of flexion. And we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward as much as you can. This side is my tighter side of my hip, so I can't quite come as far. So I'm just going to take a hold of the calf and not worry about how far I get, but really think more and focus more on breathing into the tightness in the hip. Now, one more breath, lengthening up through the crown from the tail. Exhaling, go a little deeper. Great, and then inhale, stretch the legs back out. And from here, we're going to come to tabletop. So you can either bend the knees and come into a more modified version, or you can go into the full version with the legs straight, lifting the hips, and the inner feet go towards the floor as you lift the buttocks. Great, and then you'll exhale, come down. So we're going to do another twist, and you'll lean over onto your right hip. I think it's probably a little easier for me to face forward. So I'm on my right hip, and then your left foot is on top of your right arch. So left foot is really just resting on top of the right foot here. So the tendency would be, of course, to go and lean all the way over, but what you want to do is you want to anchor through the left sitting bone, right, as much as possible. And then take your left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind you. And again, we anchor with the out breath towards the left sitting bone and inhale, lift up through the chest. And then a little twist, looking off your right shoulder. It's actually a very powerful twist. It's just more subtle. Getting into a different part of the spine. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, twist. And inhale. Great. We'll just come up onto our knees and then cross the top of the right foot onto the left arch, and we'll sit back onto the left side. Great. And then again, anchor your right sitting bone, right hand onto the outside of the left knee. And just slow, inhaling, lift the chest, exhale, twist. Working with the breath. Smile. Always a good thing to remember to smile as you're going, moving through. Great. And then on the inhalation, we'll come back up. And let's go ahead and stretch back into a half dog pose here. Lengthening out your spine. Take some deeper breaths. And then let's go ahead and lie on our backs here. So I'm going to do a couple more twists to move any residue of stagnation and energize the body. So from here, we'll take what we call windshield wiper, turning the toes about 45 degrees out. And you're going to windshield your knees over to the left, but go slow. And as you go to the left, the focus is on the extension through the right knee. So you're reaching out through the right knee, and you'll feel a nice stretch in the flexors of the hip. And then on your inhalation, come back and exhale to the other side. The same thing, reaching through the left knee. You can even add in a little arm stretch if you like. And just go side to side a few times on your own. Great. And then we'll inhale, come back to center, draw both knees into the chest, and then let your legs go over to the left. Okay, so now here, you can actually roll onto your left shoulder a little bit, even out the knees, And the legs are at a 90-degree angle. It's a little hard to see yourself, but just try to get them there with your mind's eye. And then you take your right arm and open it up to the right. It's a really nice supine spinal twist here. So we work to anchor the right shoulder, but trying to keep the hips anchored on top of each other, stacking. And then just find a few long exhalations, letting go, softening. Great, and then we'll release the shoulder and inhale, roll back to center for a moment, knees together. And then take your knees over to the right, roll onto your right shoulder, and then you'll just open up your left shoulder for the twist. So you're anchoring your left shoulder and then drawing your left hip down. Those are sort of the 2 points that you're focused on here. And finish your exhale, inhale, come back to center. Squeeze the knees. And take one last hip opening. Cross your right ankle over your left knee and then reach through. And you can either take the hamstring, the back of the leg at the hamstring, or if you're a little more open in your hips, take your shin. And then the right foot is just a little bit flexed, and breathe. As you exhale, gently reach your pubic bone or your sitting bones towards the floor. It's going to deepen the stretch in your hip. And then release your hands or across the knee, cross the leg all the way over the knee. One more twist here. Knees come all the way to the left, gaze over the right. One more breath. Slow it down. We're slowing down towards the end of our practice. Inhaling back to center. And then we'll switch sides, cross your left ankle over the right thigh and reach through. Take a hold of either the back of the leg or the shin. And just keep deepening through your breath. Meet the sensation. Let the breath help to open the joint, the fluid inside the joint. And then we'll release the hands, cross the knee all the way over, and gently twist your knees to the right as you look over your left shoulder. And then we'll inhale right back to center. Give yourself a big squeeze. You can pull into a ball here, squeezing in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Great. And then exhale, rest your feet gently on the floor, hip distance apart. Finish up with the bridge pose. So let's come onto the elbows with the fingertips pointing straight up. And you can walk your shoulders in one at a time, straight in. And then exhale the breath out. Inhale, press into the feet to lift the hips. And you'll just keep rooting down through the elbows. It's going to help you get the opening through the chest. And just come right up to where your edge is. And then you can reach under, interlace the hands, and breathe. So open up the throat so the chin is in a neutral place. Eyes are soft. Don't overwork the buttocks. Just see if you can find that neutral place. And last breath, as you inhale, press the inner heels a little more so you can get a little more height. And then on the exhale, release, lower the hips. Rest the knees in towards each other and bring your hands to your lower belly. And we'll finish with some breath work here. So Ujjayi breathing, slow down your breath. Focus the breath in the navel center first. Breathe into the belly. So as you inhale, fill up the abdomen with prana, with breath, with life force. And as you exhale, follow the breath out and feel the slight tone in the pelvic floor as you exhale all the breath out. And let your breath become a meditation. So just focusing on the next 3 or 4 rounds of breath. And fill up, as you inhale, fill up the rib cage and torso and pelvis evenly, front, back, sides. And let the breath out evenly. Two or three more on your own. We're going to make our way right into the final corpse pose here. So extend one leg out at a time. Let the legs and feet fall away from each other. Arms rest by your side. Palms facing up towards the ceiling. And you'll just let go here. Let every muscle relax away from the bones. Let go of any tension in your face, particularly around your jaw, your shoulders. And just imagine you're laying on the soft, warm summer ground, maybe on the beach, and simply allowing your body to just fully drop. Let everything drop and soften. Come to a place where just resting fully in the still point. And keep allowing yourself to drop even into a more quiet and still place. And from that quiet, calm stillness, you'll begin to slowly deepen your breath, come back into your body. Notice any places in your body that might still feel a little bit asleep, and just infuse those places with your breath. Start to wake up from head to toes, toes back to head, fingertips. And can begin to wiggle and stretch the wrists and the ankles and reach out through the arms and legs. And then you'll bend both your knees and roll to one side. Don't worry about which one. And rest your head on your upper arm for a moment. Take a breath, integrate. And then slowly press your way up to a comfortable seat and join your hands together and just take a moment of turning inside, gratitude for yourself, for your practice today. You can take a moment to offer something that you got gifted from your practice today. You can just offer that back out to those in need, sending a prayer of compassion and kindness. And when you're ready to seal the practice, take a black bow in gratitude. Thank you so much, everyone, for practicing with me again today. Always a pleasure, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and drink lots of water. I'm Alison Litchfield, and if you want to know more about me, I do yoga privates, and I work with people one-on-one around yoga lifestyle. You can go to my website at alisonlitchfield.com. Thank you, everyone, and have a beautiful day.